I read everything that you guys write in the comments section, good, bad, or ugly. I might be several thousand comments back on my log, but I will eventually read everything that you say. And I have heard you. I don't like to be preyed upon with sensationalist marketing tactics. Either I find that the firearms industry uses predatory marketing quite substantially, and I know that by the nature of some channels out there, often you are constantly ratcheted up in the emotional marketing category. I get it. And that's not what we're doing here today. I'm going to be sharing some information with you guys that I can obtain firsthand as it pertains to ammunition. Is there an ammunition shortage coming? Well, the short answer is that depends on your guys' behavior. If a whole bunch of idiots go out and start stockpiling ammunition that they should have already purchased over time, yeah, we're likely to have a problem. But we have several things that are going on right now that indicate to me that you might want to, when you go to the store, pick up a few extra than you normally would. I'm not saying that you should go out and panic buy by any stretch of the imagination. Just know that there are some ongoing factors. The first one, most obviously, is the issue in the Big U. The next one, most prolific in the news right now, would be the issues going on in the Big I. And there's a few other things that obviously we need to pay attention to. But really quick, I'm going to take a capitalism break. Are you squared away on your medical gear? If not, this is the ad for you. We talk a whole bunch about poking holes in things and blowing stuff up on this channel, and y'all kind of enjoy that. You might want to perhaps have the ability to fix some of those holes, right? So what I have for you here today is a collaboration with Everlit Survival and AceTac. This is their advanced trauma kit. I have a full video that I'll have linked in the appropriate places for you guys to go check out, see if it's good value for you. And they're offering VSO subscribers a 10% discount if you use my code listed over at the affiliates page. I don't think that it takes a rocket surgery to figure out that war is a major contributing factor to any ammunition market, regardless of any of the other factors that are swirling the ball. A protraction and proliferation of those conflicts will obviously impact worldwide military ammunition supplies and how they are maintained, and that will have an impact on the commercial market. However, there are other domestic factors that you should be aware of when assessing the purchasing practices of your fellow consumers that may be participating in the same market. I think probably the most dramatic would be the literal detonation of a Hornady manufacturing plant this past week. Now, what I would say about that are a couple things. That one is unfortunately coming with a loss of life. One individual is confirmed killed in that, but what I would say about that is if only one person was killed in an explosion at an ammunition plant, then it's not like the entire building disintegrated, right? We would expect to be hearing much larger scale death toll if something like that were to occur. The other thing I would say about that is that I don't know what was manufactured there. And Hornady, while a major ammunition manufacturer, only accounts for about 0.2% of all revenue in the ammunition industry. So while they are a major ammunition supplier, when I think Hornady, I don't think like a lot of bulk ammo. They do some of that stuff, but those aren't your major ones. Now, when I do think bulk ammunition, I do think Lake City. And you did see in the news recently that Lake City has suspended commercial sales of particularly what's manufactured at the Lake City plant, which is a government entity that is run by private businesses, whoever gets the contract. Winchester currently has the contract. I think Federal had it last. Regardless, that's neither here nor there. It is still a government entity that produces ammunition, and they're not selling their overstock to the commercial market anymore. Lake City is responsible for, I think it's 28% of, at least that's the last figure that I saw, 28% of all 5.56 on the market. That's a substantial proportion. That is a much larger impactor on the market, in my opinion, than, say, the explosion of the Hornady plant. We know that this administration is anti-American, anti-freedom, et cetera, et cetera. Anything they can do to negatively impact the firearms market and the 2A movement, they will do that. I think that this is, again, a convenient excuse for them to do this thing, because if it wasn't that, then why would you announce it the way that you did? The primary focus of Lake City was to supply ammunition to the United States military, and then the commercial market gets whatever's left over, right? Well, if you're running a business like that, then you just say that you don't have any overrun. You don't say, hey, you know what, we're suspending all commercial sales. You don't just come out and then say that. That was a calculated move, in my opinion, by the administration to do that. And it's a little bit early, but we have an election year coming up. It's over a year away, and it's already started. This is going to be a bad one. Okay, I'm just going to call it right now. It's going to be a bad one. Now what I'm going to talk about is the data that I have direct access to, and that is that I am an FFL, which means that I have access to multiple distributor accounts for things like firearms, ammunition, and what that does is that supplies the distribution pricing for the shops that you patronize, right? So a lot of this is going to be, major bulk ammo prices and stuff like that. I'm on a website right now that I have used in the past. It is a major website in the space. You would recognize this name, although I can't show you any of these screenshots and I'm not going to name them or anything like that. But a quick search for 5.56 and 223 on this website reveals that all of the 5.56, we're talking Hornady, Winchester M193, Barnes Precision, Frontier 5.56, X-Tac, that's I believe a PMC product. Yeah, a PMC product, all out of stock. That is not good. Now, how much of that is mainstream news outlet sycophants that just sit there and refresh CNN and MSNBC and Fox News all day and wring their hands into a tizzy, thinking that there's just going to be all kinds of, paragliders falling from the sky from the global day of J that we can't say on YouTube. It's time for the apocalypse. Rah, rah, rah. The other indicator that I use to assess how the market is doing is 9mm supplies. And if we switch over to 9mm supplies, we have 9mm for days. Okay. We've got Federal Gold Dot, whatever Scorpio is, 124 grain, 69,000 boxes, Aguila 300-ish, Aguila 600-ish, Ammo Inc., 700-ish, Arms Corps 700-ish, Blazer 2000. You get the idea, right? There's plenty of 9mm ammunition out there. So those are two things that I use, two pillars that I use to assess an ammunition market. So what I would say is that between those two, they're giving differing indicators. However, you should pay attention to your local supplies, particularly if you're in any place regularly, and just keep an eye on the stocks. Do not go out and buy pallets of ammo right now because you think that the world is ending. You can't carry it anyway, and you should have bought it 10 years ago when it was at a historical low. In the short term, I'm actually not buying any 5.56 because what this is going to do is cause the prices to go up. And that means that at this point in time is a good time for me to start using some of that stock and then find good pricing on incidental items here and there and pick those up when that occurs. It is not for me to go out there and buy go out there and buy pallets of ammunition at an increased rate because there is what I'm going to classify as a potential worldwide shortage of this particular type of ammunition. That's a bad time to buy. If you think that it's a good time to buy, then I've got a bridge for sale where there is no water. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Let me know if I'm over target, and hopefully we'll see you in another video here at the VSO Gun Channel.